the costly mistakes that kill. Attraction, the unspoken truth about what pushes women away. Since we started this journey, I've shared countless strategies on what you should do to attract the women you desire. But here's the truth. Even if you are as charming as Brad Pitt, if you make the mistakes I'm about to reveal, you will never see that woman again. You might think attraction is just about looks, confidence, or the right words, but the reality is far more complex. Attraction is psychological warfare, a delicate balance of mystery, confidence, and the right amount of emotional distance. If you unknowingly display behaviors that scream desperation, insecurity, or neediness, you're sabotaging yourself before you even begin. To make this clear, let me tell you a story that perfectly illustrates why most men fail. The story of the young man who let fear destroy his chances. A young man sat on a park bench, lost in thought, when he noticed an incredibly attractive woman reading a book nearby. The moment he laid eyes on her, something inside him shifted. He felt a sudden urge to approach her. But as quickly as excitement filled him, doubt and fear took over. What if she rejects me? What if I say something stupid? What if I'm not her type? A flood of negative thoughts paralyzed him, and instead of walking over to introduce himself, he froze. Seconds turned into minutes. Before he could summon the courage to make a move, she closed her book, stood up, and walked away. His chest tightened with frustration. He had just let an opportunity slip through his fingers, but he wasn't ready to give up just yet. He told himself, maybe she comes here often. Tomorrow I'll talk to her. Sure enough, the next day, she was there again, sitting in the same spot. This was his chance. His heart pounded as he prepared to approach, but once again, fear paralyzed him. He stood there like a statue, watching from a distance, unable to take a single step forward. This pattern continued for days. Each morning he woke up determined that today would be the day. And each evening he walked away defeated, having done nothing. A week passed before he finally forced himself to act. Nervously he approached her, pretending to be interested in the book she was reading. He fumbled for words before awkwardly asking, "Is that book any good?" She looked up, smiled politely, and said, "Yes, it's one of my favorites." Encouraged by her response, he tried to keep the conversation going, but his nervousness choked him. He could barely string together a coherent sentence, and after a few minutes of awkward small talk, she politely excused herself and left. Despite the awkward encounter, he felt a tiny victory. At least he had spoken to her. So he returned to the park the next day, hoping to build on their conversation. But his nerves got the better of him again, and each time he tried to engage her, their interactions remained brief, forced, and forgettable. Still, he refused to give up. After relentless persistence, he finally convinced her to go on a date with him. That's when everything fell apart. The descent into desperation. The first couple of dates were a disaster. The more he saw her, the more emotionally attached he became. Instead of playing it cool and letting the relationship unfold naturally, he smothered her with attention. His emotions became unstable. If she replied to his messages quickly, he felt on top of the world. If she took too long, his mind spiraled into insecurity. Soon, visiting the park just once a day wasn't enough for him. He started going multiple times, hoping to accidentally run into her. She had become an obsession. His thoughts revolved around whether she liked him, whether she was thinking about him, and what he could do to make her like him more. Then he made the fatal mistake. One afternoon, after yet another short, uncomfortable conversation, he blurted out, "I really like you, and I'd love to take you out sometime." The moment those words left his mouth, he knew he had made a mistake. The young woman looked surprised. After a brief silence, she gave him a gentle smile and said, "I'm flattered, but I just see you as a friend. I don't want to ruin that." Her words hit him like a sledgehammer. He had invested so much effort, so much emotional energy, only to hear the one sentence every man dreads. Just a friend. Instead of accepting it and moving on, he convinced himself that he hadn't tried hard enough. He pursued her even more aggressively. But every time he suggested going out, she gently but firmly turned him down. Over time, she started to distance herself. She spent less time in the park, and when she did show up, she seemed distracted, uninterested. One day he finally called her and asked, "Why aren't we talking as much?" She responded, "I've been really busy, but we'll catch up another time." That time never came. She was gone, and he had no idea why. Where did he go wrong? Looking at this story, the mistakes may seem obvious, but millions of men repeat this pattern every day, without even realizing they're sabotaging themselves. Let's break down the fatal errors that destroyed this young man's chances. Mistake number 1. Putting a woman on a pedestal. From the very beginning, this young man made her his world. He built up an idealized image of her in his mind, treating her as if she was some unattainable goddess, rather than just another human being. High-value men never treat a woman like she's a rare jewel just because she's beautiful. Why? Because the moment you act like she's more special than you, she subconsciously sees you as less valuable. Attraction isn't just about looks, it's about perception. If you communicate, even subtly, that she's too good for you, she'll start to believe it, and you'll lose her interest before you even begin. What should you do instead? Maintain an abundance mindset. Women are naturally drawn to men who value themselves first. Confidence and self-worth are the foundations of attraction. If you give a woman too much power too quickly, you strip yourself of both. Mistake number 2, seeking her approval instead of commanding respect. The young man desperately craved her validation. He agreed with everything she said, laughed at all her jokes, even the unfunny ones, and bent over backward to please her. But attraction isn't built through approval. It's built through intrigue. When you constantly seek validation, you signal weakness, and nothing is a bigger turn-off than weakness. A woman wants a man who stands on his own, who has his own opinions, his own passions, and his own direction. Agreeing with everything she says doesn't make you more likable. It makes you forgettable. Real attraction comes from being a challenge. A woman needs to feel that she has to work for your attention, not that it's freely given just because she exists. Mistake number 3, becoming emotionally dependent on her reactions. One of the biggest mistakes he made was allowing his emotions to be dictated by how much attention she gave him. The moment you let a woman's behavior control your emotions, you lose control of the relationship dynamic. A man who is truly confident doesn't need constant reassurance. He is secure in himself, whether she texts back in 10 seconds or 10 hours. The hidden traps that destroy attraction. Explored the story of a young man who unknowingly sabotaged his chances by making 3 fatal mistakes: placing a woman on a pedestal, seeking her approval instead of commanding respect, becoming emotionally dependent on her reactions. Now let's go even deeper into the behaviors that push women away, sometimes permanently. If you recognize yourself in these mistakes, don't worry. It's not too late to turn things around. Mistake number 4, confessing feelings. Too early. One of the worst things a man can do is confess his feelings too soon. In the young man's story, he spent days building up the courage to talk to her, then weeks trying to impress her, and finally, he blurted out his feelings in an uncalibrated emotional outburst. The moment he said, "I really like you, and I'd love to take you out sometime," something changed. Why? Because attraction thrives on mystery and anticipation. By confessing too early, he eliminated both. Here's how this works. Women don't consciously control attraction. It's an emotional response, not a logical decision. When a man keeps her guessing, keeps the tension high, and maintains a sense of challenge, attraction builds naturally. But the second he confesses too soon, she feels like she has won him, and suddenly he's not as exciting anymore. It's like finishing a book halfway through. You already know how it ends, so why keep reading? How to avoid this mistake. Instead of telling a woman how much you like her, let her feel it through your actions and energy. Keep the dynamic playful, teasing, and unpredictable. Allow her to wonder about your feelings. If she has to ask herself, "Does he like me?" you're doing it right. Mistake number 5, over-pursuing and becoming clingy. There's a fine line between being interested in a woman and becoming obsessed with her. Unfortunately, most men cross this line without even realizing it. The young man in our story went from casually visiting the park to showing up several times a day just to see her. He became emotionally fixated on her responses, allowing her level of attention to dictate his self-worth. This is one of the fastest ways to kill attraction. Women are biologically wired to be drawn to high-value men. And high-value men don't obsess over a single woman they barely know. They have purpose, ambition, and options. A man who pursues a woman too intensely signals one of two things. He lacks abundance. If he had other options, he wouldn't be so desperate for her validation. He lacks control. If a woman can easily dominate his emotions, he doesn't have the strength to lead in a relationship. How to avoid this mistake? Keep your interest subtle but present. A little mystery makes you irresistible. Never chase, attract. A confident man creates an environment where women want to pursue him. Maintain an abundant mindset. If one woman isn't responding positively, don't waste time chasing. Move on. Mistake number 6. Trying too hard to impress. Another huge mistake men make is believing that if they just say the right things or act the right way, a woman will suddenly fall for them. The problem with this mindset? It makes you come across as fake, needy, and performative. Women have an incredible ability to sense when a man is trying too hard. They can feel when he's saying things just to win approval, rather than expressing himself naturally. This is exactly what happened in the young man's story. Every time he spoke to the woman, he was tense, overthinking every word, worried about saying something wrong. Instead of being relaxed and natural, he was performing. And nothing kills attraction faster than a man who is not being real. How to avoid this mistake? Stop trying to impress women. Instead, impress yourself. Live a life that excites you, and women will naturally be drawn to your energy. Speak your mind without fear of rejection. Confidence is being comfortable with who you are, not just saying what you think she wants to hear. Be relaxed in conversation. If you make a mistake or say something awkward, own it and laugh it off. Mistake number 7, making her the center of your world. This is one of the most dangerous mistakes a man can make. The young man started off with some interest, but soon he let this woman become his entire focus. His emotions were controlled by her attention. His actions were centered around her presence, and his self-worth was tied to her reactions. This is unattractive for one simple reason. A man's life should never revolve around a woman. Women don't want to be the center of a man's world. They want to be part of a world that is already exciting. The most attractive men are the ones who have a purpose, a mission, and a life that excites them. Women become addicted to these men because they radiate confidence, self-sufficiency, and adventure. But the moment a man makes a woman his primary focus, she loses interest. How to avoid this mistake? Prioritize your goals, passions, and personal growth over any woman. Maintain a strong social circle and a life filled with activities that excite you. View relationships as an addition to your life, not the center of it. The harsh truth: attraction is not about logic. It's about emotion. The biggest mistake men make when trying to attract women is thinking that attraction is logical. They believe, if I say the right words, she will like me. If I buy her gifts and compliment her, she will love me. If I show her how much I care, she will appreciate me. But this is not how attraction works. Women don't fall for a man because he's nice or because he's always there for her. They fall for men who trigger deep emotional responses, men who make them feel excitement, curiosity, and desire. If you follow the typical nice guy script, always being agreeable, overly available, and emotionally dependent, you will kill attraction every time. But if you understand the power of mystery, confidence, and emotional self-control, you will stand out from 99% of men. The unshakable mindset of high-value men. So far, we've explored the biggest mistakes that destroy attraction, from putting women on pedestals to over-pursuing and becoming emotionally dependent. Now it's time to go deeper. Attraction isn't just about avoiding mistakes. It's about developing an unstoppable magnetic presence that makes women naturally drawn to you. This is where most men fail. They focus on tactics. what to say, what text to send, how to act. But the truth is, real attraction comes from who you are. Women can sense your mindset instantly. They can feel if you're desperate, weak, or lacking purpose. They can also feel if you're confident, dominant, and in control. So, let's break down the core principles that make a man truly irresistible. Rule number 1, never seek validation, be the prize. The moment you start seeking a woman's approval, you lose power. Why? Because high-value men don't need validation. They know their worth. They don't ask, does she like me? Instead, they think, do I like her? This small shift in mindset changes everything. When you're the prize, women want to win you over. They wonder if they're good enough for you. They chase you rather than the other way around. How to apply this in real life? Stop over-texting or over-calling. Let her wonder where you are. Don't always say yes to plans. Have a life that keeps you busy. Set high standards. If a woman disrespects you or plays games, walk away. Women are used to men bending over backward for them. Be different. Be the man who values himself above all else. Rule number 2, master emotional control. Women test men all the time. They do this unconsciously to see how strong you are. She might take hours to reply to your text. She might say something to provoke jealousy. She might act hot and cold. Most men fail these tests because they react emotionally. They get needy, frustrated, or try even harder to win her approval. This is the wrong move. The moment a woman sees she can control your emotions, she loses attraction. She wants a man who is unshakable. A true high-value man remains calm no matter what happens. How to apply this in real life? If she takes a long time to reply, don't double text or overthink it. Stay focused on your life. If she cancels plans last minute, respond with indifference, not frustration. If she flirts with other guys to make you jealous, laugh it off and stay unbothered. The man who controls his emotions controls the relationship. Rule number 3, be willing to walk away. Most men lose power in relationships because they are afraid to walk away. They tolerate bad behavior, disrespect, or indifference because they fear losing the girl. But here's the secret. The moment a woman senses that you're afraid to lose her, she stops valuing you. Women are wired to be attracted to men who have options. If she knows that you won't hesitate to walk away if she disrespects you, her attraction increases. How to apply this in real life? If she stops making an effort, match her energy. Don't chase. If she plays games, call it out once, then disengage. If she threatens to leave, let her. Never beg a woman to stay. This is counterintuitive, but it's powerful. The moment you're truly willing to walk away, you win. Rule number 4, build an irresistible lifestyle. Here's a brutal truth. Most men are boring. They work, go home, watch TV, and repeat. Then they wonder why women aren't interested. But high-value men live lives that naturally attract women. They have purpose, passion, and ambition. They are constantly improving themselves. And women want to be part of that world. How to apply this in real life? Develop a passion. Fitness, business, music, travel, something that excites you. Surround yourself with high-quality people. A strong social circle makes you more attractive. Keep evolving. A man who is constantly growing is never boring. When you have an amazing life, you won't need to chase women. They will chase you. Rule number 5, master the art of push and pull. Most men do one of 2 things. They are too available, always chasing, always responding, always showing interest. They are too distant, acting cold or uninterested. Both approaches fail. The key is balance. You must show interest, but also make her work for your attention. How to apply push and pull? Give her a compliment, push, then tease her, pull. Example, you have beautiful eyes, but I bet you use them to get free drinks, don't you? Show interest, push, then create space, pull. Example, if she texts first, engage, then leave her wanting more by ending the conversation first. Plan a date, push, but don't make yourself too available, pull. This dynamic creates tension and excitement. It makes a woman crave your attention because she never fully knows where she stands, and that keeps attraction alive. Rule number 6. Never be overly emotional. Men who are too emotionally expressive too soon lose attraction. This doesn't mean you should be robotic. It means you must be emotionally disciplined. Women want a man who is strong, someone who can handle life's challenges without falling apart. If you constantly express doubt, insecurity, or emotional neediness, she will see you as weak. How to apply this in real life? Never dump your problems on a woman. Handle them like a man. Keep your emotions in check. If you're feeling insecure, don't let it control your actions. Show strength in difficult moments. If something goes wrong, laugh it off instead of complaining. Women don't want to solve your problems. They want to follow a man who can handle his own life. Rule number 7. Stop caring about the outcome. One of the biggest turnoffs is a man who is desperate to win a woman. Women can feel when a man is too invested too soon. When you're obsessed with getting a certain girl, you give off needy energy. And that kills attraction instantly. The best mindset to have? I like her, but I don't need her. This mindset makes you dangerous. It makes you unpredictable. It makes women want to prove themselves to you. How to apply this in real life? If she's not responding, move on. Never wait around. If she pulls back, let her. Focus on your life. If she's unsure about you, don't try to convince her. Let her figure it out on her own. When you stop caring, you become irresistible. The final truth. Attraction is a mindset. If you take one thing from this, let it be this. Attraction isn't about lines, tricks, or chasing. It's about who you are as a man. The moment you become confident in your own worth, emotionally unshakable, focused on your mission, willing to walk away, you will never have to chase women again. Women will be drawn to you naturally. This is the power of becoming a high-value man. The final secrets of magnetic attraction. By now, you understand the mindset shifts that make a man truly irresistible. You've learned why seeking validation kills attraction, how to control your emotions like a high-value man, the power of being willing to walk away, how to build an exciting lifestyle that attracts women naturally, the art of push and pull to keep her chasing, why stop caring about the outcome makes you powerful. Now, we're going to take things one step further. This final part will give you the advanced secrets that separate the top 1% of men from everyone else. If you master these principles, you will never have to chase women again. Instead, they will chase you. Let's begin. Secret number 1. The power of detachment. If there's one thing that instantly makes a man more attractive, it's detachment. What does this mean? It means you don't cling to any single outcome. You like a woman, but you don't need her. You enjoy her company, but if she disappears, you're unaffected. This creates mystery. Women want what they can't fully have. If they sense that you're slightly out of reach, they will work harder to get your attention. How to apply this in real life? Never be the one who's always available. Keep her wondering. If she pulls away, don't chase. Match her energy. Don't put your happiness in a woman. Keep your purpose as your number 1 priority. This isn't about playing games. It's about self-respect. The less attached you are, the more power you have. Secret number 2. The scarcity versus abundance mindset shift. Most men operate in scarcity mode. They believe there's only one woman who will like them. They think if they lose her, they'll never find another like her. They put all their energy into one girl, even if she's not interested. This is a weak mindset. High-value men operate in abundance. They understand that. There are millions of amazing women in the world. If one girl isn't interested, there are plenty more who will be. The right woman will recognize his value without him needing to prove anything. This belief changes your behavior. It makes you relaxed, confident, and naturally attractive. How to apply this in real life? Never overinvest in one woman too soon. Keep your options open. Meet and talk to multiple women. This removes desperation. If a woman isn't interested, move on immediately. The men who have options never need to chase. Secret number 3. Speak with authority and presence. One of the most underrated yet powerful attraction triggers is the way you speak. Most men talk too fast, too much, or with nervous energy. Women can feel this. It signals uncertainty, weakness, and insecurity. High-value men, on the other hand, speak with calmness, depth, and authority. They don't rush. They take their time. Their words carry weight. How to apply this in real life? Slow down your speech. Take your time when you talk. Use pauses. They create mystery and confidence. Lower your vocal tone slightly. A deeper, steady voice is naturally attractive. Make strong eye contact. Never look away nervously. Your voice and presence should communicate confidence before you even say a word. Secret number 4, the indifference effect. Women are naturally drawn to men who are slightly unpredictable. Why? Because it triggers an emotional roller coaster. Most guys are too predictable. They text back immediately, always say yes, and never create any mystery. But the men who keep women hooked are the ones who are slightly indifferent. Sometimes they give attention. Sometimes they don't. Sometimes they text back quickly. Sometimes they don't. Sometimes they're warm and playful. Sometimes they're distant. This creates tension and excitement. Women get addicted to men who don't fully give themselves away. How to apply this in real life? Don't always reply instantly. Let her wait sometimes. Be warm and engaging in person, but don't always initiate. Never give her 100% certainty about your feelings too soon. The more she has to wonder about you, the more she will chase you. Secret number 5. Stay unshaken. Pass every test. Women will test you whether they realize it or not. They will. Say things to make you jealous, ignore your texts for hours, challenge your confidence, try to make you chase them. Why? Because they want to see if you're truly strong. If you react emotionally, getting needy, angry, or insecure, you fail the test. If you stay calm, confident, and unshaken, you pass. Women are drawn to men who don't crack under pressure. How to apply this in real life? If she takes hours to reply, don't double text. If she flirts with another guy, remain unbothered. If she plays mind games, don't engage. Pull away. Your strength is what makes you attractive. Secret number 6. Maintain controlled mystery. A woman should never feel like she completely knows everything about you too soon. Most men overshare. They tell a woman their entire life story in the first few conversations. This kills intrigue. Instead, reveal yourself slowly. Keep her curious. Keep her guessing. How to apply this in real life? Let her ask about you. Don't just tell her everything. Be interesting, but leave details out on purpose. If she asks personal questions, give playful answers. For example, her, "Are you single?" You, "I'm single, but only for the right kind of trouble." The less obvious you are, the more attractive you become. Final thoughts. The transformation into a high-value man. At this point, you now understand the biggest mistakes that push women away, the core mindset of high-value men, the advanced techniques that make women chase you. But here's the real truth. You can't fake this. If you try to act high-value but deep down you still feel weak, desperate, or needy, women will see through it. The real key to effortless attraction is to become the man who naturally embodies these traits. Confidence, emotional control, purpose, abundance mindset, mystery. When you master these, you will never have to chase women again. They will chase you. Now, it's up to you. Will you continue acting like the average guy? Or will you become the kind of man that women can't resist? The choice is yours.